Hi Booktube, how are you doing? My name is Juan. I am just one reader, and this is my Booktubeathon Wrap Up. In a nutshell, it was the worst. I've never had such a lousy performance or participation during Booktubeathon. This has been my worst Booktubeathon ever. There are many different factors that I could attribute to this. I was not feeling very well. I had some health issues that I had to take care of. The weather this week has been awful here in Mexico City. I mean, look at what I'm wearing. This doesn't look like summer. It's freezing cold outside. It's been raining every single day for hours and hours. And so that makes me feel very depressed and not in the right mindset to be reading as joyously as one should be reading during Booktubeathon. So I was not really feeling it this time. And that's okay. You know, we can't always have this frenzy for reading in a readathon. So I only finished two challenges out of the seven challenges, and I started the third one. And so I want to talk a little bit about them. The first challenge that I completed was reading a book about something that you would like to do. And so, something that I would like to do and something that I really look forward to learning how to do more and more is criticizing art, criticizing film and literature, which is, mostly what I do is that. It's going to the movies, watching movies, and also reading. So I would like to become, a better critic, or I just want to develop myself in that. So I read this book, which is nonfiction. It is Misterios de la Sala Oscura, Ensayo sobre el cine y su tiempo. And basically what the author does is she analyzes several films that have really transcended, such as The Godfather, Jaws, The Exorcist, movies that have really resonated with many generations and will probably continue to resonate with people. And so she explores the political, sociological, historical context of how these movies were made, when they were made, by the people that made them. And then she also analyzes or tries to discover why these movies have created this effect on people. So I enjoyed this. I think it was very successful for what it was, and I gave it 3.5 stars. And I also have a book review, a separate book review for this in my channel. It's in Spanish though. The other challenge that I completed was to read a book and then watch its movie adaptation. And so for this, I chose The Two Towers, which is the second part in The Lord of the Rings. In terms of the book, I enjoyed it, but I found it very heavy in some descriptions of geography and weather and stuff that honestly I didn't really feel added up to anything. So basically, I felt that some descriptions were overwhelming, and then there were some other things that I found underwhelming. I thought some things were boring and some things were not as well explored as maybe I would have liked to have them explored. But I enjoyed it. I thought this was, thematically, it was more political, and it also deals with, these big themes of power and narcissism. And I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed The Fellowship of the Ring a lot more. So I gave the book 3 stars. Then I watched the movie, and the movie is just great. It's just, it's very hard to read this book knowing that the movie is so great, because the movie really is so great. Just take an example of the Battle of Helm's Deep. The Battle of Helm's Deep is one of the most incredible action sequences or battle sequences ever put to film. You watch that and it's just impressive how they did it, the way that they did it. I mean, it must have been a pain in the ass to film that, and just the amount of effort and time. I think they spent over 5 months or something just filming that battle scene, and you can see that because it's just honestly, it's impressive. It's really impressive. Whereas the same scene, the same battle in the book, I just found it completely underwhelming. I'm not saying that's the book's fault, but it's kind of the result of what happens when you know that these movies are so great and they are so action packed, and then you read the book and it's kind of underwhelming. It's kind of, yeah. But I enjoyed the book. I gave it 3 stars, and the movie is just perfect. It's just wonderful. So those are the only 2 challenges that I actually completed. But then I started the third challenge, which was to read a book with a beautiful spine. So I chose The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde in this gorgeous Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition, which I love. I love how, it's kind of a mesh between fashion and illustration. It's really cool. I am reading this. I started reading this book without any expectations, really. It's a story that I think most of us kind of know the basic premise or the basic notion of it. We know that it's about this kind of magical painting that makes the character of Dorian Gray not age. And that's pretty much all I knew. I have never watched a movie adaptation or anything else. So I came into this pretty much blindly. And I think this is one of the most perfect, beautifully written novels that I've ever read. And I am really, really grateful for this experience. Whenever I pick this book up and start reading a chapter, I just feel refreshed. I feel dazzled by the writing. It's so elegant and simple and gorgeous at the same time. It's also a very intellectual text. It deals with big questions, big philosophical questions about life and beauty and 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 death, of course, and art. It's a book that I am constantly in awe of how good it is. I just can't get over how much I am loving this. And I never thought that I could enjoy a classic so much. When I read Jane Eyre, I really liked it, but I never loved it. But this, oh my God, I am so in love with this. Right now, I could propose to this book, and I would marry this book and take it to the Bahamas. It's wonderful, and I am just getting started with it. I am only like 5 chapters in, and it's already one of my favorite books of the year. So yeah, I'm just loving this. So that's it. That was my incredibly lousy, kind of terribly unsuccessful Booktubeathon wrap up. Please leave your comments down below and let me know, how did you do in Booktubeathon? Were you more successful? Oh, of course you were more successful than I was. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.